I'm Ann Trujillo with your Denver 7 update. 10 lives gone in an instant. By this time last week, we still weren't sure exactly how many victims were at that King Soopers off Table Mesa Drive. Instead, every Coloradan got that same pit in their stomach, wondering how many lives we'd lost this time and if they knew any of the victims. Today, we remember those 10 people we lost 1 week ago in Boulder. Mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, all among the victims. It is a tragedy that is played out all too often here in Colorado. Since 1993, there have been 7 mass shootings in our state, the first happening at an Aurora Chuck E. Cheese. Tonight, Denver 7 investigative reporter Jennifer Kovaleski takes a closer look at Colorado's painful past.
The darkest moments often bring out the best in people. People who knew the victims.
Well, I was afraid to see any face that I knew.
People who never even met them, but wanted to shine a light on those hurting.
I hope that flowers can do something.
These growing memorials next to scenes of the horror of a mass shooting. This ugliness we know all too well in Colorado. Going back to Columbine High School in 1999, where 13 lives were lost.
Colorado is right near the top of these mass tragedies happening.
Frank DeAngelis was the principal at the time of the Columbine shooting. He says the shooting in Boulder took him right back to that day.
Why do you think these keep happening in Colorado?
It saddens me, and it's just trying to find the answers, and I think that's where everyone is right now after these events. What is causing this?
And Columbine would just be the beginning of Colorado's painful history of mass shootings. A gunman opened fire in 2007 at the Youth with a Mission in Arvada, and hours later at the New Life Church in Colorado Springs. 4 innocent lives were taken. The midnight showing of The Dark Knight Rises was the next target of terror.
I got people running out of the theater, they're shot.
The shooter fired into a packed Aurora theater, killing 12 and an unborn baby on July 20th, 2012. A day forever seared in Heather Dearman's memory.
It's inspiring to come here, it really is.
Dearman's cousin Ashley Moser was paralyzed in the shooting. Moser's unborn child and 6-year-old daughter Veronica were killed. She's sitting on a stone in their memory.
Like looking at the 13 climbing towards the heavens.
A statue of 13 cranes representing all of the victims.
It reminds you that their love is still alive.
Dearman helped bring the 720 Memorial to life in a garden across from Aurora City Hall.
Build it for people who have gone through tragedy and need to find a place of peace.
A place that has even more meaning now.
But I don't think we could have ever imagined that so many people would need to come here, especially from our own state.
Not again in Colorado.
Like so many, Sandy Phillips is asking why there are so many mass shootings in Colorado. A Denver Post analysis from 2019 shows the Denver Metro has the 3rd most mass shootings per capita in the country.
I think there is a gun culture that exists in Colorado that doesn't exist in some of the other states.
Phillips' daughter Jessie was also killed in the Aurora Theater shooting. When she heard the news about Boulder, she made a devastating connection.
Ironically, her teacher that taught journalism, her husband was killed in this shooting.
She's talking about Kevin Mahoney, who lost his life at the Boulder King Soopers. Phillips says his wife taught her daughter journalism at Metro State.
It's 1 degree of separation for all of us.
They now join thousands of other people who are survivors of events of mass shootings, each with their own unique stories.
It just is astonishing how many of those we know about.
And the pain wouldn't stop in Aurora. 3 more were killed and 9 were injured in 2015. A man with a history of mental illness shot up a Planned Parenthood in Colorado Springs. And then there was the shooting at STEM School Highlands Ranch.
This one here was taken when he was a...
John Castillo's son Kendrick died a hero after 2 of his classmates shot him inside the school. 8 others were injured. And now, more heartbreak, this time in Boulder. The 3rd deadliest mass shooting in Colorado with 10 lives lost. As the community tries to heal, no one wants to see any more memorials for victims of gun violence in Colorado.
You never think it's going to be your town.
I'm Denver 7 investigator Jennifer Kovaleski.
Thanks for watching this Denver 7 update. We are always on to bring you Colorado news and weather 24 hours a day with live breaking news as it happens. We will be back with more news at 8 o'clock.